started. Well, now comes decision time for Mark Kohlberg. He's the test puller. He's got to decide if he's going to keep that one. We're running a floating finish here, so, you know, if we got him out there, 312, 315, 320, that will beat you. That's the first run on a very fresh motor. Mark's only been out just a couple of times this year.
And I'm a red man, and I hardly ever get to sponsor anything to International. It's usually John Deere, so I was thrilled to see International start off with the win today.
This here's Mac Darnell out of Cynthiana, Kentucky.
Mark Kohlberg's distance was 296.5.
Yeah, wind direction change.
296.5.
There's Mac Darnell out of Cynthiana, Kentucky, pulling here this afternoon at the Stevenson County Fair with a tractor he calls the Shyster, 1486 International, and he come all the way up from Kentucky for the Grand American. 3-inch inlet under turbocharger. 3x3 they call it. 3 in and 3 out.
Mac Darnell's
and that
distance was
3-inch inlet on the turbocharger is a real equalizer here. And these guys run just a little bit smaller motors, 640 cubic inches, if you can call that small. Steve Creedman getting ready to go with the Pale Rider. Been coming on strong here as of late here in 2003. In it, and they got everything freshened up just this morning. They missed the last
Steve
two
Creedman's
polls.
distance was 275.11.
This all happened since last Wednesday too, I might add. Things happen fast. Oh boy, Don Papi, he stayed right in the middle of the track too, and it looks like he got a hold of some good Stevenson County clay in the middle of the track there with the case of foreclosure. He is right out there. We'll wait for our laser to give us our measurement. About like any of them you'd see out on the dealer floor.
Don Papi's distance was 306.7, 306.7.
First look at a Ford tractor here this afternoon. We'll have a few of them coming down the track before the day's over with. Mark Schultz. Oh, and you see the old Freeport track taking all the power that he had. He got towards the end of his run, and his back tires, they just quit turning. Motor was still running. That means the clutch is giving up the difference. Fair down in Milledgeville. That was, yeah, it's all starting to blend together. I think that was 2 weeks ago about now.
Mark Schultz's distance was 280.4, 280.4.
wild buck. He gets the slack out of the chain. Jared Frederick out of Sterling, Illinois. The green flag is out. You seen down on the start line is a clutch grab to hold on him. These guys, they like to slip it and walk it off the line about 10, 20, sometimes 50 feet before they take their foot off the clutch and lock it in. He started letting the clutch off, and all of a sudden it grabbed on him real hard a couple of times, and he finally just went ahead and let her go. Come out of it pretty good considering the rocky start. This last week. Comes out of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin.
Jared Frederick's distance was 285.2.
A Case IH 7240, the screaming Norwegian. Nick score. Oh boy, he kept it digging. He kept it digging on the other end. There's certain tracks that the single cuts or the V-bar tires seem to have their advantages on. The biggest one down in Louisville, Kentucky, it sounds like. The tires weren't hurting him there. He had all the traction. He had her locked right in at the end of the run. And again, the clutch looking like it's starting to say it's had enough of this. I don't mean to build him up, but he's deserved every bit of it. He has
Lee
won,
Sixel's distance
I
was
believe,
287.2.
5 of the last 7 hooks
287.2
on the Badger State circuit, and I think they've won the last. I think they've won the last 3 in a row, maybe 4 in a row, and they've seized the point lead over in the class. They're looking real good for the point championship here. In 2003, Jerry Gerlach with the G-Force got her over there towards the grandstand side of the track, looking to beat 306 feet. He is trying to follow that line Chris Mangelson drove to victory with in the Pro Stock class. Started her up on the grandstand side and let her come kitty cart across the track. This one here, I don't think you could get it bought for $8,500.
Jerry Gerlach's distance was 298.10.
If you do, you can sign me up.
298.10.
Got to get her out past 300 feet. John Koontz with the digging deer. Boy, the track has really taken the power when that old Iron Man, that big weight box comes all the way down and puts the hammer on these guys, you got to have some power at the end of her to spin it out. 288 feet 3 inches for John Koontz with the dig. Carl Khan doing a drive-in here this afternoon for Wally Weezy.
John Koontz's distance was 288.3.
Okay, they painted their tractors a bunch of different colors while they were looking for their identity, and then they bought International Harvester. Then they got their identity. It's red. Bouncing right at the end of the run. It looks like the clutch taking all the abuse here on this run this afternoon. She kind of grabbed and let go at the start, and then he went ahead and ran with it, got down towards the end, and the clutch started to look like it disengaging a little bit and bouncing him up and down.
Carl Khan driving for Wally Weezy's.
Light limited super stocks, get them to the scale. You're up next. Limited light super stock tractors, get them to the scale. They're looking for you. Here we go, hometown boy Scott Engelkins from right here in Freeport. We got any Freeport fans here today? Let's get behind Scotty. The feverish green. Love to win the hometown pole. He's got her just a little bit left to center on the starting line. The big John Deere had the torque and the power once the old weight box come down on him. Able to power through it and spin out at the end. Hot farm pullers, you guys need to head to the scale also. Limited light super stocks, you need to get there first, and the hot farm pullers, you need to make your way up here to the scale also. He calls the Red Dog. French Lick, Indiana. He's the most famous person out of French Lick, Indiana.
289 feet even.
There's some basketball players coming out of there, I think. From French Lick, Indiana, Harry Blitz making a strong pull here this afternoon. He's running right down the middle of the track. The Smith-Back family, him and his dad, Dave, they decided super farm pulling would be a good way to go.
Harry Bledsoe's distance was 295.7.
And they're having a great rookie year with the machine. Jay Smith-Back, he's a young feller. He's going to be starting his senior year in high school right after Labor Day. So lucky for him, Wisconsin moved the start of school back, or he may be hard-pressed to make it back to class in time. He was second place the first time out he ever ran the tractor way back in May in Waupun, and he was a winner at the Dubuque County Fair. The bleeding green John Deere, Jay Smithback. the track is getting tough out there. Shay Smithback runs her right down the middle and kind of lets her drift over there towards the grandstand side at the end. There's plenty of moisture down in there. You can see him pulling it up. With the red Cadillac hooking up, and boy, he's had himself a 2003 that he would just soon forget. He's had the motor part so many times they put wing nuts on it now. Just to get her part put back together quick. But they got her together the last time here and pulled her Saturday night, and everything held together for him. So we're looking for good things here out of Frank Molitor this afternoon with the red Cadillac. Candidate, he may be. We haven't had anybody past 300 foot since Don Papi did it on the fourth hook of the class. Deer 42.55. He calls it the Wolfgang's Warrior.
Frank
he was leading the points earlier in the year. He started the season out hot, won a couple of classes, and was in a dogfight with Jerry Gerlach for the point championship here on the Badger State Circuit, and then he ran into some transmission troubles at the Lafayette County Fair in Darlington, and it really put him off his game for about the next 5 events. Meanwhile, Jerry Gerlach seized the opportunity and stormed a strong point lead in the class. Larry Wolf finished a strong second place just last Saturday night up in Sauk City when we were pulling. With Wolfgang's Warrior, he's chasing hard for the 300-footer. He was pulling again. So Greg Elsing, the last man in the class. So far, only one 300-footer all day long in this class. Don Papi with the case of foreclosure. We can always tell when the wind changes directions after one of these tractors go down through here. The old smoke blows right up in here to the stage.